This short video introduces the 8D problem-solving process and specifically D1, the first step to establish the team. The 8D process in total consists of 8 steps that must be followed in sequence. The first one to establish the team is what is addressed here. When we establish the team, we have a clear objective. That objective is to identify the team and the responsibilities of that team. The action is to identify the team leader and the sponsor, and the result is a well-defined cross-functional 8D team with clear roles and responsibilities. When we establish the team, we need to establish a small group of people with the knowledge, time, authority, and skill to solve the problem and implement corrective actions. This group also selects a team leader, or a team leader may be assigned for the team. An ideal number of people for this team is something like 5 to 7. At odd numbers, so in the unfortunate cases when we vote, the number will be odd and not even, and will be evenly split. But if we have smaller than 5 people, perhaps 3, the group's too small and doesn't represent enough people, enough different functions. And if we have more than 7 people, certainly it's too unwieldy. There's way too many people, way too many voices to be heard. This really gets to be a problem if we have too many people involved in the team. Typically, the quality manager assigns who's responsible to be the leader, but the team can select the leader too, depending on the circumstances. That team leader works in the selection of team members and brings in different team members when the need arises. This team needs to include all functions with knowledge of the problem. People that understand the problem technically and functionally and in practical terms. That's why this includes the process owner, the people actually doing the process. In many cases, this means production operators, people that know what actually happens. There's always a term that we call the hidden factory, where there are things that happen in a manufacturing process that the rest of us don't see. There are individual efforts, there are little kaizens, there are little improvement actions, there are shortcuts that people devise. It's what the real case is. If you don't include process owners, you will not know the real case, and you'll sit there and argue with engineers and other support people about theoretical conditions that do not exist. Always include the process owner. The team leader or quality manager should train team members as needed, but leading the team through the process is the best form of training. The old saying is a swimmer learns to swim by swimming, which may not be a very effective method of teaching someone how to swim, but a very effective way to learn the 8D process is to go through the process and actually do the process, especially with a little guidance from somebody that's been there before. When we establish a team, we consider a variety of things. It must be cross-functional and multidisciplinary. We don't have 5 quality engineers sitting in the room. As discussed, we have to include the process owner. There must be technical expertise there. Otherwise, we fail to address the technical expertise or the technical issues when identify root cause or corrective actions. Others involved in the containment, analysis, corrective action of the problem need to be included as we try to anticipate what it might be. The member from the areas where the problem or improvement opportunity exists need to be on the team. And in general, this team should have 80% of the responsibility and authority to implement the required change. Now, we're looking in the crystal ball a little bit and guessing as to what the change might be when we put together these people. We also are guessing what the root cause might be to some extent by picking different cross-functional people on the team. And we might have to make adjustments. But it's very key here that team have some responsibility and authority to actually do things. If everybody in the room needs to go and ask permission, it's really going to slow down and restrain the problem-solving process. One important thing here, an 8D implemented by an individual alone, completed by an individual alone, is by definition done incorrectly. It's not right. Don't do it, though great the temptation may be. When we establish a team, we want to make sure we don't choose individuals who think they already know the solution. This is important. Many times we sit down in the first meeting and somebody says, wait, I already know what this is. Don't do it. If solving problems was that easy, we wouldn't need teams following standard processes to do it. We'd just go out and fix problems. If they really understood that well how to fix it, they would have done it already. Don't choose people with preconceived ideas about the cause or the solution. Require the team to go through every step of the 8D process. This is so important. It will be tempting. People will suggest skipping steps, going back to ones later. No, you need to go through it step by step. People with strong personalities. I like people with strong personalities. I like people that are a little bit of trouble, but they're hard to deal with on teams. The best thing to do here is to balance those people with other strong personalities that they respect and match them in style. That way we can balance out the team. Silence does not equal ignorance. If somebody is sitting in the meeting and is quiet and doesn't say anything, that doesn't mean they don't know. That just means you don't know what they think. The loudest opinion is often not the best opinion. So, as a leader, as a facilitator, or whatever role we might call it, we really need to work with team members to coax ideas out of them, to get their opinions, to watch for people that aren't speaking, for people that look like they might be holding back an opinion that might be unpopular. These are the opinions and the thoughts and the details that we need in order to really solve the problem. Close teamwork and full participation of each member is essential to the problem-solving team. So again, no preconceived ideas. No excuses about, well, we can't take care of this problem, we can't get over that one, we can't really fix this issue, we can't really fix that one. We need to follow the data in this process. We always follow the data. Opinions are not important, data is. The team will need to work within tight time frames. We never have a big open schedule that we can solve the problem as long as we want to and take it at a leisurely pace. No, we're always forced to work within tight time frames, and that's okay. The time pressure puts pressure on the team to perform. People do better cooperating under pressure. We learn by doing and experimentation, just like the scientific method in elementary school. We try to disprove the null hypothesis. We try to learn more by experimenting, by doing, and by gathering the data from. The team must be driven to win. The team must be driven to learn, because this is overall fundamentally a learning process, and the team must know when to ask for help. So, in establishing the team, there is also very important management responsibility. Management is responsible to provide time and resources for the team, provide mentoring for the team, to make sure somebody on the team has the right skill set to be able to facilitate and lead the activity, to understand the need for change, and to recognize accomplishments in the team process. So again, in step D1, we establish our cross-functional team that will go through this entire 8-step process to identify root cause and solve this problem. The objective of this whole step is to identify that team and what they're going to do, especially the leader and the sponsor of the team. The result will be a well-defined cross-functional 8D team with clear roles and responsibilities to go after and solve the problem.